You look me in the eyes right now. Regulations were violated. That man violated me. I'm alive. I'm here. You might be wondering what I've been doing. Nothing. I don't have a job because I'm just trying to kind of enjoy my summer, because this is the first time since middle school I haven't had football every day of all of summer. So I finally have a chance to just be able to just kind of sit at home and relax, not have to worry about something the next day. I can kind of just go into the day and make my schedule as the day goes on. So it's been really good for me. I've enjoyed it, but I need to get a job because your boy has no money. I'm broke. I have no money. So and you would think since I have just been staying at home with nothing to do, I'd be making videos, but no, I haven't. Because why? I don't know. But I've had a lot going on recently. Just came back from vacation. We went down to Clearwater, Florida, so that was really, really fun. And so we went last Saturday. We flew out from Huntington, and I just got one complaint for Huntington Airport. If you spend the extra money for priority, you would think that you would get to board the plane first, but no, not there. Not there. You thought wrong. You paid extra money to let everybody else just pass you and not care who they called or when they called it, because they called priority for us to get on. And all these random people that were like in like section, like the last section were going on before us. And I was like, this is a little unfair, but it's whatever. It's whatever. The plane ride was actually very smooth. Your boy raw dogged it for 2 hours basically, because I didn't have a single song downloaded, because I don't have Spotify Premium. I didn't have Netflix. I didn't have anything downloaded. So I sat there and looked out my window for 2 hours basically, just staring into the view, just staring at the view, just the land, the water for 2 hours. I raw dogged that flight, dude. And but the landing, very, very smooth. No complaints about the landing whatsoever. When we got there, we automatically just went straight to the beach. We were staying in this like it was like a hotel, but it was like also an Airbnb. It was just this really big building, but you checked in like online and everything. So it was called the Sandcastle, and it was right on the beach of Clearwater. And we were on like the fourth floor, and we had a balcony. It was really, really nice, really nice. But yeah, we were right on the edge of Clearwater, and as soon as we went like to our hotel and everything, Clearwater is like one of those beaches where not a lot of tourists know about it, but all the locals do. So it's crowded some days, but really it's not as bad as those other beaches like Myrtle and all those ones you think of, because the tourists don't really know about it, but slowly everybody's kind of starting to figure it out, because it's one of the beaches like with just the pure white sand, and it has tons of seashells. So if you love collecting like seashells and stuff, it has tons of seashells. Every wave that comes in brings seashells. It's kind of insane, and it kind of hurts your feet sometimes getting out of the water, but it's whatever. But during vacation, I just chilled on the beach basically. Went to Disney. My girlfriend took me to Disney, and that was one of the best experiences of my life, because I hadn't been to Disney since who knows, like I was a little kid, so I don't even remember the last time going to Disney. So being able to go to Disney where I can actually remember it is amazing, because I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much. So we got to go to Hollywood Studios first. And keep in mind, we did all four parks in one day. Me and Lily walked between 30,000 to 40,000 steps. My, when I tell you my hips and my knees were in agony, dude, I was dying. Like I could not walk the next day. I could not walk the next day. And, but anyways, the first place we went to is Hollywood Studios, straight to Star Wars, because that's what I was most excited about. And Lily knew I was most excited about that too. So we went straight to Star Wars and we did this ride, and it was the Millennium Falcon. And it was an awesome ride. It was an awesome ride. We didn't have fast passes for that one, but at Disney, even if you don't have fast passes, it's not like amusement parks or like the roller coaster, like where they're just like out in the sun. There's nothing to like do or anything. You're just standing there. But Disney, it's like you go in to a scenery of where you're at. Like it was a scenery of Star Wars, and the amount of detail that is put into every little aspect of everything, like the rides, the stores, the bathrooms, all bathrooms need to be laid out like Disney bathrooms. It had 20 stalls on the right, and then it had like, I don't know, like 15 urinals with dividers, and then it just had like 10 sinks all in the middle. Like it was the best like layout of all time. It wasn't crammed. It it was really really good, and all bathrooms need to be laid out like that. But anyways, the amount of detail and time and effort that goes into all this stuff, you really get to see that when you go to Disney and think about how much, just how like amazing it truly is. Like there was fake mud, there were like random buttons flashing in the corners, there were footprints in the ground. Like it was just insane the amount of detail put into it. And it doesn't feel like you're waiting. Like you could wait for an hour and 30 minutes and it'll be somewhat interesting and not that boring compared to an amusement park where you're just sitting in the sun. But the Millennium Falcon ride was really really awesome. So you would get up with a group of six. So you'd have two captains, uh, two gunners, and then two engineers. And me and Lily got the engineers sadly because you really want to be the pilots because the pilots actually get to fly it. So it's kind of like you have like there's a somewhat chance of you getting like people that are really bad pilots, and that can kind of ruin the experience because they can crash and stuff like that. But then you can get people with like that are really really good pilots, or you could be a pilot and the experience will be so much better. So that's one downfall of it, is that depending on who the pilots are, you like it could be either a hit or miss. So the pilots we had were terrible. Uh, they crashed into everything, but that almost kind of made it fun in a way because the ship was shaking a bunch and stuff like that. But other than that, it was a really really cool experience, really interactive and really awesome. And just the way it was made and all the features and everything was so cool and it was unbelievable. But after we did the Millennium Falcon, we went on to. Oh, Lily's gonna kill me for not knowing the name of this, but it's like I think it's the Rise of the Resistance or something like that. And it was the most amazing thing. Not even has a ride aspect, but the most amazing thing when it came to detail about Star Wars, because you were uh you were like acting as like rebels going onto a ship, and then the First Order captures you and brings you onto a Star Destroyer, and when those doors open, there are like hundreds of animatronic uh, First Order troopers, and they were moving and they were so lifelike, and the detail about everything, and you could see the galaxy and all these ships through like the windows and stuff like that. And it was so amazing. Like I literally almost cried. I love Star Wars so much, and it felt as though I was in the movie or I was in the actual like I was in the ship. Like it was insane. But that ride was really really awesome. And so thankfully I got to do that. And then right after that, we went to build our own lightsabers. And I'm really, I'm really still trying to figure out in my head if it was worth $250 to build the lightsaber, because you can buy like these NeoPixel lightsabers uh, for that are really really durable and that you can actually like fight with and stuff for max $200. Like they don't go over $200. So I'm still trying to figure out if it was worth $250 for a Disney lightsaber, because it's not really that like durable. Like it's kind of a little shaky, but it does like feel like metal and everything. It's like heavy, but it, like the blade, the actual like blade aspect of it isn't really that stable. But what is worth the $250 is the actual experience of going into the shop and building it like your own. You customize it, you build it yourself, and just the acting of it all, the characters in there, and just everything about that's what makes it worth it, because you won't find that anywhere else in the world, anywhere else. But so that I think at the end of the day, it is worth it because of that experience. Even though I'm broke and I have no money to my name, and I spent $250 on a lightsaber. But after, and we did all of the other three parks, and it was an amazing experience, and I'm so thankful. And after that, the next day we were so tired, we just laid on the beach all day, and then came the 4th of July. And that's when the beach was most packed, obviously, because all like the locals and everybody come out for it. But so I was just chilling on the 4th of July. I was laying on a towel, and I hate laying on towels on the beach because those stupid. First off, the wind blows sand all over you, and it's not even that comfortable. And seashells poke through the sand and like stab you in the back. For at least for me, I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I can feel them. So I see to our right like six of these lawn chairs, and I've seen them all week, and nobody's like sat in them. So I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in this. I'm just gonna sit in this lawn chair and just relax. So I'm sitting in the lawn chair. It goes about like 15 to 20 minutes, and I see this old man walking up to me. Bro was about to press me. Bro was acting like he was gonna fight me, and like this. And he comes up to me, and I'm like, "Excuse me," and he goes, "Do you own that? Huh? Do you own that, boy?" I'm like, "No, don't own it." He's like, "Then why are you sitting in it?" And I thought in my head, I was like, I mean, he's got a valid point. I don't own this. Why am I sitting in it? And I said, because it's empty. No one sat in it all week. Why can't I sit in this? And I'm not one of those people like any, anyways, he tells I get out of it and I help him move it back 2 feet from where it was. Here was our towel. Here's where it was, and I literally moved it right there. So I didn't move it far. I literally moved it 2 feet. And I'm keeping my eye on the chair. He didn't even sit down in it. Like he didn't even need it. I understand that like it wasn't mine and everything. But if you're gonna ask me to move, at least sit in it. Because if somebody would have came up to me and been like, "Hey, this is our chair. We want to sit in it. Can you please get up?" I would have been like, "I'm so sorry. Uh, here, sit in it. Like, I'm sorry." He didn't even sit in it. He just told me to get out of it and then just walked away. And then I watched it for the rest of the day. Nobody touched that chair. Nobody sat in that chair. So why couldn't I have just sat in it? Like, I wasn't destroying it. I wasn't bothering anybody. I was just laying in the sun, minding my own business. I swear, no matter wherever we go, someone always got to get mad at me. Like at Kennywood, these kids hitting me with a ball. People always got to do something to make me mad or just be mean to me. Bro. I swear. Anyways, other than that, dude, which also, by the way, I later on look in the day, and he is yelling at this dude for driving an RC car on the beach. it's like one of those really, really expensive RC cars, and he's just driving it on the beach, minding his own business. And this old man goes up to him and starts yelling at him for driving it. This old man, I don't know if this is how it works, but he had half of the beach taped off with caution tape and wooden posts, acting like he owned it. I don't think you can own the beach, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I don't think you can own the beach. So how come he's got all this stuff on there? But anyway, he eventually called the sheriff on the RC guy because he was driving it. If you're an old person living on the beach, and I don't even think that dude was living there. I think he was just renting the house. But if you're an old person living on the beach, why you got to be like that? Just just lay down and just like slowly just slowly fade away out of existence. Just like lay on the beach. Just lay on the beach till it's time and don't bother nobody. But other than that, dude, the beach and the trip was amazing. And then we fly out the next Saturday. So we go to Clearwater Airport, and I don't know about anybody else, but I'm very, very observant. I'm very observant of who all comes into the airport, who all's like what they're doing, how they're acting. So I'm sitting there and I see this family, right? And I'm looking at them, and the dad's like 6'4", the mom's real short, and there's three different kids that look nothing alike, like nothing alike. And the kids all have long hair that looked like it hadn't been cut in weeks. And so I'm automatically like, what's going on here? So then I'm like, okay, adoption's a thing. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not too quick to judge. Then I remember the FBI coming out with a thing that says, if you see a group of people or a family that is wearing a bunch of memorabilia of where you just came from, for example, they were all wearing Disney stuff head to toe. They said that that's more likely for them to be like a threat or something than anything else. So they were all wearing Disney attire, and I was like, even the FBI thinks you're sus, guys. I'm keeping my eye on you. I never see them again. But anyways, we're going through TSA, and uh and these two people are in front of us. It's a man and a woman. They're about like 27, 28 years old, and they're before us. And they go up to like where you got to give them the ID and get your picture taken by the computer to have it scanned and make sure it's you and stuff like that. And they walk, and the woman walks up first, and she goes, "No picture, please." You just handed the woman and not your ID. I know you have social media. I know there's pictures of you on the internet. Why don't you want your picture taken now? Sus. That's sus. And the TSA lady starts questioning her, "Why don't you want your picture taken? Why don't you want your picture taken?" And she's like, "Just don't want it taken." So I'm automatically thinking, that's code red right there. That's a code red. So then the man goes, and he gives her, the TSA lady, the ID, and he goes, "I don't want my picture taken either." So then I'm like, me and Lily look at each other. We got our lightsabers. We're ready to, defend or do anything to keep everyone safe, because we just spent $250 on lightsabers. They better be able to cut through something. They can't. Anyways, and the TSA lady with all like as she should starts questioning this guy too. "Why don't you want your picture taken?" And he just is like, she eventually lets it go. And I see their IDs, right? Now I'm not an ID expert. I don't know a lot about IDs. But where in the world and in the United States is your ID black and white? Where in the world is your ID black and white? Hmm? That's sus. That is sus right there. I don't care what you say. If your ID is black and white, we got a problem. We got a problem. So it's fine. I never see them again. They were never on my plane or anything. So I was chilling. But it's finally our turn to go through TSA. I give them my ID. I'm going through, and we get to the part where you got to put all your shoes and your stuff in your pockets in the bin. Well, we had just mini golfed and walked like around because we had to get out of our hotel at 10, and then our flight wasn't till like 7. So we had to do stuff to, pass the time. So we went to mini golf and walked around. I tell you, I've never sweat so much in my life. Dude, I was drenched. I was drenched in sweat. It was unbelievable. My feet, when when I took my shoes off, my feet smelled bad, so bad. My shoes. I just want to take this time to apologize to the Clearwater Airport and to TSA from how bad my shoes smelled and how bad my feet smelled. And I want to apologize to the floor of the airport for leaving my sweaty residue and aroma onto that floor. And I will personally come out and clean that floor for them. That's how bad it was. But anyways, we those the new little elevator, or not elevator, the new what metal detector things that like scan you. Well, we went through one of those. Lily went first. She lifted her hands and she moved, so it didn't work. So she had to do it again. Then I went in, lifted my hands up, spread my legs, and it it did its thing. It did the little spinny thing, and then I walk out. And the TSA guy goes, "You went off." I was like, "Excuse me?" And then I look to my left, and there's a screen about this big, and I see a red square around my male reproductive system. And then I see another red square around my number 2. Then he says, "I got to search you." So, and then I'm like, wow, okay, this is really happening. So he tells me, lift my hands up. I lift my hands up. And that's when I knew I became a victim. You look me in the eyes right now. Regulations were violated. That man violated me. I don't know what the protocol is for searching, but I know it ain't that. I know it ain't that. This man was patting me down so hard that my pants were starting to fall off. And I'm not going to go into detail about what he did, but you just use your mind and imagine, okay? Some regulations were broken, all right? And then you got these little nip nose around watching me. Keep in mind, I'm in the middle of TSA right now getting handled. And people are just watching it happen. But other than that, the flight got delayed a little bit, but it was a very smooth flight. The landing was a little rough, but other than that, it was really, really great trip. And I'm so thankful for the people who paid for my stuff and who let me come and just let me be a part of that and just be able to relax and enjoy vacation. I'm so thankful for that, for Lily's family and for Bruce and Courtney and Mo. But I'm so thankful for it. And I hope you guys like this little solo podcast thing because I'm gonna I'm gonna start posting once a week, and this is a for sure thing. Doing a solo podcast like this is a for sure thing, um, because we can't always get Grant and Liam to come out. So this is a for sure thing that will be happening. And let me know how you think about it. And I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I love you.